Yo, how's everyone doing, man? Welcome to the Man United Agenda. I've just messed up. I typed a message in the chat and I spelled Steph wrong. I said, this is stupid. I said, welcome in, guys. Have you pressed the like button for Steph? I meant Steph. Because Steph's in the house. Anyway, enough about that. Guys, welcome. It's Tuesday and we're getting closer and closer to Friday, which is the start of the Premier League season. We've been waiting for a long time, but we've had a lot of sports in the summer, the Olympics and all kinds of things going on, F1, boxing, all kinds of things. But we love football. We love football. We love the Man United Agenda. That's why we're back. First of all, I want to introduce my right-hand man, my spar. It's Mr. B. And it's not a Friday, but it's Tuesday. We're getting there. But how are you feeling, Mr. B? You looking fresh?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just can't stop smiling. United just put a smile on my face. So this has been my face for all of today, to be fair. And wow. I'm feeling the love from United, from all those Ineos haters and all those people who hated Ten Hag and think that he's gonna be failing and stuff.
Yeah.
Give him the bird.
Yeah, word. And look at this handsome young devil below me. Yes, it is my brother. He's my brother. Bigger, badder, stronger, better footballer, all kinds of things better than me. Better coach as well. Congratulations on your teaching degree as well. Stepping it up, representing for the family. But don't wear one of them cubes on your head, whatever you do. Don't want to see that.
Nah. I'm not done with all that.
Yeah. How are you, Kahinde? How's things going with you and how are you feeling? Just generally, before I go to comments about Man United.
Yeah. Everything's all good, man. I'm just relieved to get all that qualification out of the way. I'm going to be starting my UEFA B in January. Looking forward to that. No more educational courses. It's all about just football for now. I'm aiming to get my UEFA A. And I want to go all the way as far as I can in the game. So, yeah.
Wow. You heard it here first. So just tell us about the UEFA badges. What does it take? I mean, how do you get qualified for it? How long is it? What do you know about it?
Well, the syllabus has changed a lot over the years. I did my FA Level 1 and FA Level 2 in university. I finished my Level 1 in university. Level 2, I didn't quite finish until a bit later, a couple of years after uni. But you have to do the FA Level 1 and FA Level 2 before you go on to UEFA B. But I've got to kind of like update my Level 2 because they've added something called the youth modules to it, which is more about focusing on youth players, about, how to develop them more. So I've just got to do like a short course to update myself before I go on to the UEFA B. So obviously the Level 2 was all about technical skills. UEFA B is more about getting into positions like 2v1s and things like that. A lot of tactical knowledge. And once you qualify with UEFA B, you could manage like semi-pro teams and things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the course.
So if you do get a big job in the Premiership, what roles do you have for me and Mr. B in bath time?
I don't know if we always see eye to eye on football, because on the Sunday.
But that's the whole point.
Yeah,
you can't just do it on your own.
That's true. But if someone's going to be my right hand man or assistant, like Brent would say, immediately beneath me, they have to agree with my tactics. Assistant to the manager.
All right. Yeah, exactly. David Brent. Good one. But yeah, good luck, man. Congratulations. We're all behind you on the channel with that. Just go to the comments quickly. Big up everyone. Gonna be an exciting show today. Stephanie Griffiths, no doubt about it. She's in the house. And I did Stephanie, not Steph, as I put there. So make sure you press the like buttons, guys. Have you done it? Bart, how you doing, man? Big up to you. Big up to Andrew Williams. Said, yo, boys, all the way from the States, 6'8". Yank talking smack. How you doing, Yank? Love to talk to you about a few things, topic-wise, about sports. Simon Warner saying here, good evening to the three legends. Thank you very much. We got Yank saying, what the hell is going on with the club? I don't recognize it. That's a positive thing. Juma means Friday in Arabic. On Monday, Juma, and it's Sunday. It means Sunday in Kenyan. It's Sunday. Prince born on Sunday in Kenyan. Evening says Chat Sports. How you doing, Chat Sports? Good to see our signings at United at last. Says Simon Werner. My love has come down. Matt Bassett saying, big up to everyone. How you doing, Matthew? Oh my God, look at me, three handsome men. It's bath time, guys. We're drawing closer to bath time's return. It's soon, very soon. Until United buy goal scorers, they won't challenge the chat sport. And Yank again saying, get me in the staff. I've got my USSFC badge. What does that stand for?
I think that's is that American? That is American because I spent a couple of years in America coaching. They tried to get me to do. They tried to get me to do one of those courses. I was like, "Nah, I'll stick to UEFA."
Okay. And Soonest talking shite again. All right, let's get on with it. I'm going to start with something that's going to wind up Mr. B. Here we go. Luke Shaw update. Our left back. This is official from Man United saying our left back will miss the start of the Premier League season. There he is. Is that the new shirt? I imagine it's the new
banging shirt though, man.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about yesterday, Mr.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk. I'm going to go to you first, Kahinde. Luke Shaw played for England, didn't play for us for half of the season, gets fit for England, plays in a couple of games towards the end of the tournament. Now he's injured again. What do you feel about that? A lot of fans seem to be upset.
It just is what it is. You know, I'm sure it's genuine. I'm sure he's generally injured. Well, you know, I think other people might be thinking something else because, you know, he didn't really play for us the whole season. And then he just got himself fit for the Euros. And now he's suddenly injured again. So it seems kind of suspicious, but it's up to Ten Hag to get the squad depth, I think, you know. I believe that we were after a left back, but we've got options. Martinez can play there. We just bought De Ligt, and this Amos guy, I've been watching him pre-season. He looks like he looks like he could step up and play a few games. I still don't know what's going on with Malacia, but I think we've got enough depth to cover for now, so I'm not too concerned.
Okay, so that's a cool response from Kahinde. Mr. B, what's your thoughts on this?
He's a disgrace. He's a fucking disgrace on Monday. I'm sorry, man. This was our fear going into the Euros, that he was gonna suck out all of the wages that we're paying him. What do you think we paid him in the time during the Euros? What, 1 million, 2 million in wages, maybe? And he's stuck it up our ass because he's come back and they're talking about him being back after the international break. I think it's disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I have no time for Luke Shaw, and he's slowly becoming one of the players that I hate at the club.
What about, do you think he's a good footballer though?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter how good he is. We can have Pele, but if he's always injured, it doesn't make no difference because he's not going to bloody play. So no, I've got no love for Luke Shaw. I got no love. I used to have a lot of time for Luke Shaw, but it's gone.
Do you want to argue with him, Kahinde, about this? Because I do. If you were to argue with his,
you know, like I said, I'm just not too concerned. I think we've got enough depth there. He's an injury-prone player that's been proven, but on his day, he's one of the best left backs in the world. So it is what it is. It's just up to us to get enough squad depth by the right players.
I'm with you on that. I think when he does play, he's very good, very good. And how many years? He's still he's not going downhill as a player. He's still got it, hasn't he?
No, he's still up there. You know.
You two are always so positive. You make me sick.
Mr. B can't show his face. He's vexed. B now saying, Luke Shaw, just get rid. You see what I mean? Everyone's upset with him. Simon Warner saying, now let's see how long it takes until we get our next signing. If we leave it any longer, then Rude will be training a bunch of fossils. A lot of chat about flags, and then we come into Stephanie saying, Shaw has a new career modelling our merchandise, not fit enough to wear Fred the red mascot costume. Okay, so she wants out as well. Emma saying, I don't believe Shaw was fully fit to play for England. He has to have played injured. Okay, there you go. We've got depth, says Bath Time, at left back. Have we? He's asking the question. Have we got depth? You mentioned we got Martinez played there the other day. We've got players injured like Malacia. We've got Amas. You mentioned those three. Beyond that, we got Mazzarri
and Delo that could fill in there as well.
Okay. Quickly, Bart saying here, Shaw has been the highest paid left back for the past 6 years, in spite of missing nearly half the games in that period. And Agile Beast saying, I'm angry that Shaw decided to go on holiday instead of getting up on his fitness. But if he's injured, I mean, what can he really do to get fit? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it gets a lot happier from now, guys. Next story, we got Hannibal. What do you think of Hannibal, bro?
I really liked him when he first came on the scene. I thought he has a lot of potential, but he's been on loan a few times. It hasn't worked out, and it's just one of those ones. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to break into the first team. So maybe it is time for him to go and get some real playing experience.
Okay, I'm going to ask you in more detail, but it says here Hannibal's handed in a transfer request at Man United. This is the buzz stories coming through. I don't know how you guys feel about it. It's another young player. I thought he's quite talented coming through. He's got a good attitude as well. Got a lot of desire. Even when he played against Rangers the other day, I could see he had a lot of drive and desire to play, get in there and prove himself. And now he's finally said, I've had enough. He wants out. Do you think he's realising he might not get an option to play first team football? And would you play him? What do you think about him? Can you, if you were a manager, which I mean, you're doing your way for badge, but if you were a manager, bro, would you consider or see a way for him to play with the current squad that we got?
With the current squad, it's hard because we've got Bruno and Mount there where he plays. He's probably not going to get into like a centre midfield position. So if it's just me, I would probably just let him go because as far as I understood anyway, when he was on loan at Sevilla, it was like a loan to buy option, apparently. Yeah. So I thought he was already kind of gone already. But yeah, he's talented, but you need more than talent to break into the Man United first team.
Okay, so no shock for you. Mr. B, how are you feeling about this? Because this is another young player who had a lot of potential, but it looks like now he's had enough. He wants to hand in a transfer request, which is the right thing to do for a player if you don't want to be there. Would you first two questions, could you see a way for him into the side if you were managing? And how do you feel about him as a player?
Well, obviously Ten Hag can't find a place for him. It's a shame. I like Hannibal. From when he came when he was young, with all of his hair, I was hoping, especially last season, that he would have been given a chance. I'm not sure he's what Ten Hag wants necessarily, especially as a first team, or even as cover in certain games. So, I mean, it's probably better for him to go. It's just what we get for him. That's more what I'm interested in. If he wants to go, fair play to him. He wants to play football. He just doesn't want to sit down on these laurels. And he sees that his path is blocked. I mean, look, we've been linked to a whole load of midfielders, players coming in his position who are going to offer us a lot more. So, yeah, take the move. Take the move. We do what we do. We get him out and we add on to it. Let him go and enjoy his career, man.
Okay, fair enough. So we've seen a lot of players leave. We felt a bit. We had a little tribute for Wan-Bissaka yesterday. He started at West Ham now. So this is another player on the move, and this is what we wanted. We wanted to get players out of the club, and it's happening. Richard Hawkins, how you doing? Say good evening. Everyone say hi to Richard for us. Yank talking smack, sort of saying this is Angel Gomez part 2. Obviously, another talented youngster that decided to leave for pastures new. Emma's saying here he could not go on with England to the Euros for a start. He's talking about. They're still talking about Shaw. I should have read that. But okay, the physicality of the French league appears to translate well into the Premier League. Scoring goals doesn't translate that from that league. They're having a discussion. Bath Time is stirring things up in the comments right now. Hannibal's not good enough, says Rich Dawkins. These are the things I want to hear about. Hannibal. By the way, I think we paid 12 million for Hannibal, so we want to get something like that back with an add-on, sell-on fee and whatever. Don't blame him for Bruno being undroppable. So obviously can't get the side because Bruno should sign a new contract. And we've got youngsters like Collier and Kobe as well above him already, even though they're younger. Simon saying here, maybe Rangers can sign him permanently. He did play for Rangers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he play for Rangers?
No, Rangers do want him. I don't think he played for Rangers.
No, he didn't. He's thinking of Ahmad.
Okay, Hannibal would do well at somewhere like Toulouse, Lens, or Rennes as a France phone. He will fit in well. Ideally, he should have gone to Everton instead of Seville, as Deitch would have disciplined him. I don't think he will make it, says Richard Hawkins. Talking about the price, I think it was 10 million we paid Monaco for him. He's 22, 23, 21, 22 now, has to go and now play football. There's not a plan for him here at the club, so fair enough. He has to reach out and say, I want a transfer request. Hannibal will fit right into Millwall. All this stuff about he's aggressive. I think he's more talented than aggressive. One tackle, and they labelled him now as an aggressive player. Bath Time's saying, tell me about the Pareto distribution. But oh no, Bath Time's testing people in the comments. those dreads deserve a big platform. Dreads rules, says we deserve better. 15 watching right now. Make sure you press the like button. I'm sure we did a loan player. We did loan a player to Rangers. Love to know if I'm right. Yes, we did. It was Ahmad, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was Ahmad, of course. All right, so he could be going on the move. We get money as well, and then we can start getting more transfers in. I'm liking how we're operating. I like how we're moving. Let's talk about players that we want coming in now, guys. Sorry, let's talk about another player could be going out before we get the ins in. This is someone that Mr. B will be delighted about. It's Scott McTominay. It says here from Laurie Whitwell, he says, Man United, McTominay's future set to be resolved in the final fortnight of the window. Napoli, among other clubs, interested after Fulham bids. Remember, they've made a few bids for him. Ten Hag would be reluctant seller, but may need the funds for signings. McTominay only moving for the right club. He only wants to move to the right club. How do you feel about this, Mr. B? Because obviously you've said a lot of negative stuff about McTominay. Even yesterday, you were talking about him. Do you think it's good for the club to sell him, get some good money, bring players in? Because Ten Hag would be reluctant. He's a reluctant seller, as proven with the Fulham deal. So
all managers lie. So let's not get it twisted. He doesn't want to keep him. He knows what his limitations are. And if he says he wants to sell him, his price goes down. So yeah, I want to keep him. Of course he wants to keep him. And as soon as they get the price, he's gone. So yeah, fair play to Scott. He's a Scottish international. And yeah, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
You ain't got nothing good to say. Don't say nothing at all. Is that right? Kahinde, how you feel about this? Because I haven't heard your thoughts on Scott McTominay, but is he like a bench player for us? I think his contract runs out next season. How do you see him with his future? Will we sell him?
I think we really need to sell him. I think he's been there as long as he can. It's like, it's just run its course now, because I just feel like he hasn't really established himself in the first team. Still don't know what he is as a player. Is he a 6? Is he an 8? Is he a 10? And he's just not a specialist in any of those positions. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's an asset to the club. He might work hard in training or whatever, give 100%, but it's not good enough for Man United. We need to bring someone like a specialist that's world class in their position. So I'd like us to sell him, because apparently at this point we have to sell to buy. So if we sell him and get another midfielder in, I'll be really happy.
Okay, let's go some comments, because I want to stir up this McTominay thing. I'm not happy with Mr. B just giving us blunt answers. I want to get the rage out.
Do you know what? There's no point on Monday. When I see him play, he makes me mad. When I see his name on the team sheet, it makes me mad. When he comes on the pitch, I'm mad. So all he does, I don't think he's a good player. You know what I mean? That's never, ever, ever going to change, no matter what he does. So, as I said, I can't. There's just no point in me going again. Everybody on the channel already knows my thoughts on him, so it makes no sense me going over all that. Yeah.
I won't poke the bear there. I was trying to get more out of you, but yeah, you're cool. You're playing it cool. All right, let's go to the comments about McTominay. How do you feel about McTominay, guys? I think McTominay will stay, says Simon Warner. Needs someone to warm the bench again. Bart saying here, okay, they're having a personal debate. Yank is saying here, I love McTominay as is known, but I think it's the right time for moving all parties. So even someone who rates him and likes him wants him to move. It's time. As Kinde was saying, Richard Hawkins saying he's been a good servant, but with limited talent. There you go. Works hard though. McTominay out, Fofana in? ? We deserve better. We deserve better. Also saying McTominay out, Berge in. So these are options we can discuss. McTominay will go. Ugarte and Berge will come in to boost the midfield in different ways. Says Yank talking smack. Sorry, sorry. I always say that. Okay, a scathing indictment of the coaches at United. That Scott hasn't improved his ball playing skills since breaking into the squad under Jose Mourinho.
No, it's not an indictment. He's shit. He's limited. Okay. So it's not an indictment. He was a player at a level that we had, and now we don't need players at that level anymore. It's not an indictment. He's a professional footballer.
Okay, we keep it moving. With our players coming in, surely McTominay could be surplus to requirements. I think he should go. So Simon Warner's visit goes. Scores goals, though, says Chat Sports. That's what I was going to say. He will want a wage increase for a new contract. So if we keep him, he will leave on a free next season. Bilal saying, that's from Richard Hawkins. Bilal saying we replace him with Sander Berge. Won't make any difference. Turf House Moore, Burnley fan. You're down in the Championship. Hopefully you can get back up. Did you see Company having to go to the players the other day? I thought that was a great piece of footage. He's saying Sander Berge will be a United player. Tell us about Sander Berge. I've been waiting for you to come on the channel. What is Sander Berge a good signing for us? Just let us know, because you've obviously more qualified than us about that. Yank talks back saying, are you mad when he scores double-digit goals, Mr. B? Oh, he's poking the bear. And Tommy scores goals, he blocks shots, he wins headers, raises the level in training. You'll be mad to want to lose that. But half time is, trying to poke the bear as well. I'm with you, Mr. B. It makes me mad, says we deserve better. Are you mad when he wins us games, Mr. B? Ooh, hot stoking fire. Mr. B is playing it cool. Mr. B is playing it cool. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Simon Water saying that Tommy scores goals in added time. Seems to be a habit. Let's see what else we've got here. Love seeing McTominay join Fulham or West Ham. McTominay to Fenerbahce, interesting move. Want to say hi to Jaylee. Last time United brought on Norwegian, we started to win a few titles. Ollie, Ronnie, and Herningberg. Ronnie was shaking hands with the guys at Community Shield the other day. Very tall. Didn't realise how tall he was. Chat Sport, I'd like to keep. I'm keeping anyone who scores goals in this limited goal scoring squad. You mentioned that earlier. Bath Times poking the bear, saying Mr. B is auditioning for Blade. With that stony face. By the way, I went to see Wolverine and Deadpool. What a low! I fell asleep and I nearly walked out. It was terrible. Yeah. And Blade was in it, just made up with a fake afro and everything. It was absolute rubbish. Mr. B, they're trying to pull you out, man. No spoilers. Don't watch. No. My spoiler is don't go and waste your money on that rubbish. McTominay, let's just sign up for McTominay. Mr. B, they're trying to call you out.
No, I'm not. I'm done. As long as he listen, I have no problem if he doesn't go. He should just never ever start a game for us. And yeah, when he comes on, I will be losing my shit because I know there's players who can do a better job in his position, coming on and just having to run up and down past players. Go. I can't, man. I can't.
It's frustrating, isn't it? Because it reminds you of like the Fellaini situation.
Thank you.
Elaborate.
Because you know how Fellaini, like, again, it's like they've got similarities where they're not a specialist in the position. I thought Fellaini was a 6, and you can't do that. He's not good enough. And then you stick him up front, like, to hopefully get a goal, route one. It's not good football. So it's just like, that's what McTominay is. It's like, if you take him away, put in some more technical players, we play better football, but he's not a good footballer. Like, for Manchester United, he's not good enough.
Kahinde, can you read this? You said he's not good enough. Scores goals, blocks shots, wins headers, raises levels in training.
Can't pass. Central midfielder who can't pass.
Yeah. All right. There's 5 points.
Roy Keane did all that.
Scores goals, blocks shots, wins headers, raises level.
Yeah.
That's 4 key attributes.
That's Roy Keane. That's Roy Keane with the passing a bit. But
we don't play football with 12 men. We don't play football with 12 men.
Balance to 4. There's 4 key attributes, positives.
Can't
you don't want to go there, do you? I can see you don't want to go there. All right, let's
bloody racehorse. He may as well be a bloody horse.
We already got rid of a horse, haven't we? In the Shetland pony. Big up to Chris. How you doing,
he
man?
Returned. Van Nistelrooy is back at the club.
Yeah, exactly. Why the long face?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. There's his can't control the ball, can't pass, goes missing. There's a balance for you, Mr. B. That's what you wanted, eh? All right. End of. We're going to move on. Let's forget about Scott McTominay because Mr. B is keeping his ball. I like how you're funny. What's next? Man United will try to sign a midfielder, but it will not be a player that fits the profile of what the club expects Kobe Collier to morph into. Listen very carefully to avoid his development being hindered. So clearly they see him as a player coming into the side very soon. Manuel Ugarte and Fofana are seen as 2 independent deals where if enough funds are raised, both profiles can be signed. So going back to the first paragraph, Man United will try to sign a player, a midfielder, but it will not be a player that fits the profile of what the club expects Collier to morph into. What is Collier going to morph into? And what do you think about these two, Kennedy?
With Collier, I just think it's too soon to say. I mean, he's had a few performances pre-season. You know, he puts himself about and all that, but I don't know about you. You might disagree. I don't see anything like he's got any special talent. He's not doing anything that I think another player can't do. You know what I mean? I think he might be able to play a few games for us this season, but I don't know if he's got that X factor where he's going to be like a special talent in a few years, break into the first team and be a first team player. That shall I talk about the other two guys?
Yeah, what do you know about them, man? Because we've been after these guys for a while now. Who's best fit?
Fofana,
and you could add Berg into that as well.
Yeah, okay. So Fofana, like I would have taken him like last season because I think he's on a cheap because he's on like the last year of his contract, and I think he's a decent enough player, like from what I've seen. And he's in the France team, so you know I think he could do a good job. I don't think he's like world class or anything, but I think he does his job well. Like for me personally, all I'm looking for is like a specialist in that position. As far as Ugarte, I just think we're getting bumped for the price. I don't think he's worth as much as they're saying.
That's why they don't want to pay it.
Well, this is what I'm saying, and you got to ask yourself, like PSG only bought him last season, and they're already trying to sell him. So what is that saying to you?
The same thing Paul Scholes said about De Ligt, Juve, Bayern Munich.
The difference with De Ligt, he played at Ajax. He won things at Ajax and got to the semi-final. They were close to getting the final. He got bought by Juventus. He was playing for Juventus. He won 2 league titles. He decided to leave. He wanted a new challenge. One of the reasons why he went to Juventus, he wanted to play with Chiellini. He wanted to learn how to defend properly. And that's what he did. It's part of his education. He decided he wanted a new challenge. He went to Bayern. Now, Bayern have had a few different managers. Maybe it hasn't really, because I think someone was saying Dyer was playing ahead of him. You know, maybe he didn't really settle, but he still won leagues. So if you look at his resume, he's won things. He's played over 30 games for each season. You know, but this guy, Ugarte, only got bought last season. He got bought for like 50, 60 million, and now they want to sell him. So he's clearly not the right profile for PSG. So you've got to ask yourself why. Now, I've looked at him, and he's very aggressive. You know, he wins a lot of tackles and everything. He has got a pass rate of like over 90%, but none of the passes are like passing through the lines or anything like that. They're just like side-to-side passes. So he'll just win it and pass it. But maybe that'll be all Kobe needs, because Kobe's got to be the one that's going to progress the ball. Maybe he needs someone like that just going to win it and just play it simple. But I don't think that type of player is worth 50 or 60 million. Like I said, I'd rather get someone like Adam Wharton who's got the full package.
Yeah, you were saying it the other day. We were going to argue, but we had to get home. But Mr. B, I mean, Kinde said a lot there. Fofana, Ugarte, and this talk about Collier as well, that he's going to be, clearly he's going to be the next big thing. We don't want to sort of stifle his development. Talk to us, Mr. B.
I'm not sure they talk about stifling his development. I just maybe just their way of saying that they're only going to buy one central midfielder. Collier is just broken into the team, so nothing that the club does I don't think is gonna stunt his progression as a player. He's still gonna get game time. I mean, what position do they see Collier playing at the age that he's? All right, he's 21. Granted, he's we talk about him breaking into the first team, but he's not 18. He's 21, so obviously he should be physically ready. But he what games would he be starting? You know, he's not going to be coming into the big games. So we need players who are available to play in the big games. You know, when we've got the Coca-Cola Cup third round or whatever round we're playing in, you can play Collier in those games. Give him the test. You know, give him his legs to play. You feel that he's got a future. Whatever he does is not going to defer from the fact that you still think he's a good player. So those are the games that he's going to get his game time in. You know, he'll get the experience on flying in the plane to Europa and see how the team sets up. So when it comes to him, he's got that experience. He's not overawed by everything. Yeah, he kicks up. He might get 5 minutes at the end of the game, 10 minutes at the end of the game. That's fine. But I don't think if Casemiro doesn't play, he would be the one who would be covering him. You know, so Collier, I'm taking him. I'm so glad he's in the squad. To be fair, I'm glad he's still there. I'm glad he's not going out on loan. But we need people who have seen it and done it before, done it already.
Okay, Mr. B, while you're there, just have a look at this. So this is another story that's coming up. In the last few hours, major progress has been made with the Ugarte to Man United deal. According to sources close to the player, the transfer could be closed in the next few hours. Agent Mendes and Chilene, or whatever his name is, are travelling to Manchester today to finalise the deal. I mean, it looks like it's kicking off now. We talked about the price. We held back. We said, no, we're not interested if you're going to raise the price. Looks like I heard as well that the PSG manager, Luis Enrique, has not put him in the squad or for training and that kind of thing.
You see what happens when Man United start hunting down players and we do it properly. None of them ain't playing.
Big.
Berg ain't playing.
Yeah.
Ugarte ain't playing. And Fofana ain't been picked for Monaco. He's not in the Monaco squad, bro. So let's not get it twisted. Yeah, we're causing waves at the moment, bro. You know what I mean? At the moment now, United are now acting like big boys. You know, whether we've told them they can't play, I don't believe it's that. But they don't want to get injured because they've got the chance to come to a big club who's doing big things again. You know what I mean? So I'm taking, if I had the choice, I'm taking Fofana and Ugarte. I would love to get two, and I'm still convinced we're going to get two of them. By the end of the window, I'm convinced we're going to get two of them because the Ugarte price is going to have to go down. PSG are going to have to sell. And you got to think about what these players, what these people know behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Mendes is going to know how broke PSG are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably saying, just sit down and wait. The price is going to drop because we haven't diverted from the Ugarte. The saga isn't as long as the De Jong one.
Oh God, no.
You know what I mean? I feel we're more down the line with it in regards to what we're doing behind the scenes, but we're causing a chaos at the moment. I think it's lovely. It's lovely to watch all of these teams and all of these players. As soon as we're going in for them, I don't want to play. I've got a niggle. You know what I mean? It's great.
It's interesting as well that don't you think in there that the players that we've actually set out after, they're the ones who are finally coming to the club. Now, there's a process, obviously, with transfers. It's not like, oh, we've been rejected. Mr. Telephone Man, something wrong with my line. Dial my baby's number. I click every time. You know, that's not happening. The player that we set out for seems to be en route to club, and that's just promising as well. So, looks like Ugarte's coming. You said about the money. Mr. B said something really preeminent there about how we're not playing silly bugs anymore and following people with the money. Oh, please give us that signing. We walked away and forced their hand. Ugarte could be on his way. Don't you think, bro?
Yeah, it looks that way. He's obviously like Ten Hag's number one midfield target. I do think like if we buy him, obviously we're going to have to sell McTominay, but I do think that Ten Hag might bring in one more, like on a real cheap option. So that's why people like Amrabat and players like Amrabat and Berge are being talked about because.
Okay, question. You say cheap option. Would you take Berg over Fofana?
No, Fofana would be.
Fofana's 21 million euros.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is like if Ugarte comes in, he would have to partner Mainu, and I don't think Fofana will sit on the bench. So I think players like Amrabat and the other guy, Sander Berge, they'll be happy to sit on the bench. So yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. If we get Ugarte, if we buy Ugarte for that money, he's playing first team. He's not going to be on the bench.
And Fofana, as cover for what Mainu does, or play. Obviously, I don't really see him as a six.
He's kind of like but to me, he's like in Deschamps squads all the time. And he's always on the verge of the first team. So I just don't think he'll come to United to be like a
yeah. But isn't that what you want? At the end of the day, you talk about squad players.
Competition for places.
We need 17, 18 man who think they're better than the player that's behind them. Yeah. So when they get on the pitch, the levels are higher. Yeah. Look at the drop off. Casemiro to whoever. You know what I mean? We can't even say maybe Casemiro's the one that's down here now. But it's levels, bruv. We need to raise the level so when players come on, we don't drop off.
I think
there shouldn't be no first team squad. But it's not like, squad. You want to come in because you're playing for Man United's first team.
It's going to be Ugarte or Fofana. That's what I feel it's going to be. It's not going to be both. So if we do get Ugarte, then we're going to look to get someone from Burnley like Sander Berge, just like we did with their striker a few years ago. Just a filler, now that McTominay's going to be going.
Mr. B asked a question yesterday. How many midfielders do we actually need? 1 or 2?
I feel that we need 2 for the depth.
Okay.
I do.
Let's go to the comments.
Yeah, anyway, go on.
Let's go to the comments. Guys, stop me if you want, but I'm going through all the comments, and I want to say hello to a couple of people as well. So keep the comments coming in, guys. Really good show so far. Andrew saying, Mainu, they're going to take off after an hour all season. Could be doing squad rotation, isn't it? I want Ugarte from his Sporting Lisbon time, because he played really well there, Matty Bassett. Chris is saying here, I really don't understand what the hype is with De Ligt. He isn't it for me. He was a bench warmer to Dyer. That's a myth, I think. I don't agree with that. Braithwaite, Berger, Fofana, Tony, and I'll be chuffed. Andrew has always gone on about Tony, so that'd be interesting. PSG have ruined a plethora of players, so you can't really just them from time to time. You understand what you're saying.
Just judge them from time to time.
Judge them. Oh, judge. Yeah. Okay. Richard Hawker saying, there will be quite a queue for Wharton next season. Yeah. Is that right? You rate him highly, don't you?
Yes.
I think Kulia will get there after Christmas, Mr. B. So it could be in the side by Christmas. I'd love to see more rotation in the team, to be honest. We're going to be crippled again by December.
Yeah, but don't you think that for that Bath time, we need better players to be able to rotate so that you're not just trusting one player to be able to do the job?
But is it true, Mr. B, that the manager does always play his best team?
He does. I mean, he does. I get it. He does, and he probably did burn the players out. To be fair, he probably, because a lot of those played up. But on the other hand, there was so much injuries that he's trying to find a combination. He couldn't settle on nothing. Nothing settled. We're getting clap up every game. We're conceding, 130 shots a game. You know what I mean? You have to try something else to maybe shore it up. So I said this season, I hope, we're opening up like a flower right now, you know what I mean? And starting to show our bits in between,
Yeah.
Okay. that sounds cool.
I generally think like someone like Casemiro who'll benefit from playing like once every 2 weeks. His legs
every 2 weeks.
No, I'm saying like he didn't have the legs last season to keep
350 grand for one every 2 weeks. Blood, don't take the Mickey.
No, but what I'm saying to you is the reality is we can't sell him. No one wants him, so we have to keep him in the squad, and he doesn't want to leave on those wages. There was a Saudi club that was interested in him, but they changed the president, so now they're not interested no more. They can't get him. So I'm saying if he does stay as a squad player, he will be a good experienced player to come in. Like Ericsson, just as a filler.
Guys, don't forget later on, Mr. B will be on Side TV tonight, so make sure you go and check that out at 10 o'clock. So we're going to be punchy with the show. Russell George, welcome back. How you doing, sir? We've got TMJ17. He's back. He's back. Big up to you, bro. He said Berge and Ugarte for me, so he likes that. Chat Sports staying here. Most of the new players will play Friday. Fulham are in better shape than United are. Obviously, they're looking good. They made a few signings. Mainu shouldn't even see the pitch on a Thursday most of the season. Talking about the Europa League. TM is saying here, PSG would definitely have to sell. They need money. They didn't even get money from Mbappe as well. The wage bill. Agenda. Thank you very much, man. Welcome back. Legend, how you doing? I haven't seen Legend for time. How you doing, man? I said good evening. Liverpool. Everyone's laughing at Liverpool today because they got turned down. Hello. Boop. Click. No, he stayed at Real Sociedad. Simon saying here, we spent a lot on these players. Now let's put them through their paces on Friday. We're looking forward to this, aren't we? Berg is clear, says TM. We're also saying here his profile is exactly what we needed. Chris is saying, why isn't the mainstream news commenting on Luke Shaw's injuries? If Pogba went with France injured, then played half a match and was injured again for Man United, he would be thrown into the fire. Fofana is cold, though. That says TM, meaning good. Tyrone, how you doing? It's a shame United aren't looking at Wharton. Perhaps next summer. Everyone's going to be after him, I think. Emma's saying here, if we have most more quality players. We can rotate with better outcomes. There you go. That's what you're talking about. It's crazy how we're talking about midfield, especially when Mount should be claiming his own spot, says Tyrone. Amondi and chat, do you think we will see Onana playing cup games this year? I'd love to see him on the bench for them. Who's the backup?
So would I.
Is it still the Turk backup?
Yeah. But Vitek has had a couple of games, good preseason. He's still there. You know what I mean? There's players. I'm with Bath time on that. We need to not have two squads, but Onana knows he ain't playing on a Thursday. He can chill out and relax until we make the semi-final or the quarter-final. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Here we go. TM saying here, two players talking about two players pushes up for the league and need to get back into the top four and win more trophies, but we need more depth in quality. Talking about this guy from PSG, Fofana. We saw him for Portugal, a little guy, but not such a talented player. Yeah, hell of a player, no doubt about it. 100% Mr. B says Richard, agreeing with you. Not 100% Tyrone, but we lack physicality in midfield. He brings that. Talking about Berge, I imagine. Totally agree, Mr. B. No one understood last season that almost all of our main defenders were injured pretty much all season, says Chris. TM saying here, yeah, he needs to start rotating, but rarely does. Maybe now he will have, because he's got better squad depth to do that. You know, it's more important now. Let's talk about Bath time. Said we'd all benefit from only seeing Casemiro play only once every 2 weeks. Home games. Rotation's easier when you go 2-3 up in games. Unfortunately, that rarely happens with us. But Steffi, do you think we're going to score more goals this year? What do you think about the City game? I think we looked fantastic. Casemiro won't leave. Not his fault. Blame John Murta and co, says Richard as well. So many comments coming in, guys. I can't read them all. I'm going to go back. We've got one more slide to just have a look at. So just pause for a minute. It's all about this. Okay, we talked about that. He's in the UK. Okay, yeah, it's basically it's the same thing. It's basically saying the same thing about what the midfielders coming in. So ideally, Kahinde, Mr. B, ideally by Friday, what would you like to see regarding transfers in and out? We've talked about. I don't know if this is going to go through. He's put in a transfer request. We've got McTominay issues as well. Maybe things might happen. But ideally, in a perfect week for you, by Friday. Before kickoff, what would you like to see, Mr. B, the ins and outs to make us say, yeah, I'm putting a bet on us to get top four or maybe even win the league? Because we did look good against the champion City.
See, that's what I say about it. You're so optimistic. Please don't talk about us in league. Just don't talk about us in league. We're not ready for that. We're not in that conversation. I don't care who we buy. We're not in that conversation. We've never shown that sort of form at any stage within the last how much years. So, no, it's not the league. I want us to get more points than last. Well, I expect us to get more points than last season. But I would like to think that we would be getting over 75 points for the season. Wherever that gets us is fine. But we can't be finishing on the points that we finished on. So, by Friday, I would like to have signed, another one or two players. The players leaving doesn't really bother me now. Because once the new guys come in, they're going to know their self in the pecking order, and it's going to be down to them. Either they want to say and cuck up their batty at the club and don't do nothing, suck up their money, or they want to do what Hannibal does and say, you know what, I really want to go and play football. I want first team football. So it's up to them, to be fair. It's up to them.
Okay, so obviously players in and out. Kahinde, who...
I don't believe Mr. B about not caring about the players leaving.
So go on.
Because if he had it his way, he would drive McTominay from Manchester.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, he said before Friday. We've still got 2 weeks. We've still got 2 weeks,
We'll pick him up like a Uber.
He said 2 weeks.
You wouldn't even judge him.
I never said before the end of the window. He said within 2 weeks.
And
he said this for the weekend.
What people do then is get us in balaclavas and make the Tommy in the back go, driver. And we'll be like, get out, man.
Oh, dear.
I shouldn't say that. The guy he's still alive, so it doesn't matter.
For me, it's
by Friday we play Fulham. What do you want to see? Because we're going to play. obviously we've got Delict coming in, Maz is coming in.
Yeah.
We talked about Fofana, we talked about Ugarte and players out as well. Who do you want to see come in by Friday to say, yeah, I'm tuning in with confidence?
Personally, like if it's just Ugarte, I'll be satisfied with that. Because that mean probably Collier gets more games, but I'll just be satisfied with just getting that specialist number one target when we need. And it's important for me that McTominay and Lindelof leave, and Hannibal, just to, because we apparently do have to sell to buy, and these players they're like dead wood. These are players that are like not going to get in the first team, just sitting on wages. Pelletri as well, sell him. I mean, he's at a good age. We could get a good 15, 20 million for him. He's not going to break in. There's too much competition for him in the team. So I think we should just try and make as much money as we can off these players and maybe get one loan player in, like Amrabat maybe, or something like that.
Why are we going back for the Shetland pony, man?
You know what? Amrabat, I know you were cussing him last year, but towards the end of the season, he started to get used to the pace of the Premiership. And,
wow.
No, I'm not saying... Listen, I'm not saying that I want him. I'm saying that he might be a decent addition to the squad on loan if players get injured.
Yeah, but how much are we gonna get?
Listen.
All right. Look. Guys, we're gonna wind it up now. There's 30 of you in the chat right now. Have you pressed the like button? If you haven't, press it now. A quick question for you, Kinde, before we sign out. Points, this is from Bath Time. Ask Kinde what points total and goals scored would be acceptable return for this season. We got 57 goals last season and 60 points. So we got 60 points last season, 57 goals. Very quickly, what do you expect us to do to have a successful?
Well, if you're looking for top four, you need to be getting 70 to 75 points.
Okay, and more goals for
sure.
Yeah,
obviously.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. We've gone through a few of the transfer news. I'm tired of transfers, aren't you, Mr. B?
No.
That's my favorite part of the season. That's my favorite part of the season.
You know,
every single day.
Normally we're mad. Normally the transfer window we're vexed. How can we be vexed? How can anybody be vexed? How can any Manchester United supporter be vexed? You know what I mean?
I'm saying we're getting the deals done, and I'm happy. But I'm tired of that. I just want to see us play and attack and start to bring out the sword again, sharpen the sword, and be deadly again as we used to be in the past. I can see good things happening. So come Friday, make sure you tune in. Mr. B, you're going on to Saeed TV at 10 o'clock. We're going to join you. We're going to come and support you in the comments, no doubt about it. Make sure you bring that same positivity about the transfers and represent.
I'm happy. I could do that.
Okay. Kehinde, big up, man. Great news about your teaching degree and everything else. Great news, about going for the UEFA badge and that kind of thing. You know, you're going to surpass your big brother. One day you're going to surpass your big brother and tell me what to do. You know,
one day.
I said I've seen you lot on a Sunday, boy. He does it quite often.
Yeah.
You know what he does on a Sunday? What I do? I'm the manager. I go to the other side of the pitch, away from everybody. Suddenly I see this big fool walking around, coming to follow me in my ear like that, saying, "Oh, do this, do that, do that." I'm like, leave me alone. It's always good advice. Always good advice. Big up to you, Kehinde. Stop little bro. What's that saying?
Stop little broing cooking.
Little broing. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't anymore. He's
trying to undermine me, man. Yeah,
I can't anymore.
I'm a big little brother. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been my little brother, and I've always tried to sort of make him tough. And look at him now. Look what I've created. So big up to you, Kehinde. And guys in the comments, thanks again. Go up to Saeed TV now. Mr. B's making an appearance, and he's going to smash it and support the Man United agenda. Big up to Matt Millen as well. Sorry, I did see a comment. Didn't have time to read it. Hey, Stephanie, fancy seeing you on YouTube land. No doubt about it.
I like that one.
All right, we're going to sign out, guys. Subvids made this outro. It's great. Make sure you tune in for it, and we'll see you tomorrow.